Galloway's presents Tech Talk at 3 with Steve Nutt from Computer Room Services. www.comproom.co.uk. Okay, everyone, welcome to Tech Talk at 3 with Galloway's, and it's Andrew here, your Assistive Technology Coordinator, and I'm really pleased to be joined by Steve Nutt, who is from Computer Room Services in Hertfordshire. He's going to be talking to us today about the services that Computer Room Services provide, and also some gadgets and products that Steve's fairly keen on. Steve is a bit of a self-confessed geek like myself, so it's great to have you with us, Steve, today. Welcome.
Thanks, Andrew, and hello, everyone. I am Steve. As I say, I run Computer Room Services. We've been running since 1996, so we've been around for a bit. And then there's Angie, my wife. She's downstairs. She's not in on the meeting. She's looking after the phones and stuff like that. And then we have the lovely Debbie. Say hello, Deb.
Yeah.
Hi all.
Hiya, Debbie. Good.
Hello.
Debbie. Welcome to Galloway's, Debbie. Thanks for joining us as well.
Good to be here.
Yeah, Debbie is one I couldn't manage without. You know what they say, that the one-eyed woman is queen, as it were. So Angie and I are both blind, and Debbie is the only sighted person in the company, and she looks after me and the admin. She drives me all around. So if we come to see you and do demos, it will usually be me and Debbie. And Debbie goes to house demos and things like that, because we do no obligation house demos of some of the gadgets as well, the more expensive ones particularly. And it's usually me and Debbie that does all of that good stuff. And of course, so yeah, I couldn't manage without Debbie. We started as braille transcribers and trainers, and we trained on technology, and then we sold a few goods and stuff like that. And as it got further on, the goods built up, the products built up, and we've now got about 180 odd products on our website, which is www.comproom.co.uk or www.computer-room-services.co.uk. Take your pick. So that's us, and I started off training on DOS, which is a computer operating system, way back. You're probably too young to remember, Andrew. DOS.
No, I remember DOS. I do remember.
You remember DOS, do you?
Yeah. I remember. I remember DOS and HAL, and I remember in school they made us touch type and stuff. I hated it, but I'm so glad I did it.
Well, I've got a floppy disk here somewhere with HAL version 1.1a on it. How about that? Yeah. So that's a real rarity nowadays, you know. So I started in them days, and I used to run a bulletin board before that. For those who don't know, a bulletin board was you could dial up and you could share information, whether it's by text or by chat, and the bulletin board was called the Computer Room. So then when I started my business, Angie said to me, why not call it Computer Room Services, because people know the bulletin board and so on, and so Computer Room Services was born. And it was because I was made redundant from an insurance company. And I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit different. And so I also felt that the totally blind were a little bit underserved in terms of the products out there. So every time I went to an exhibition, I thought, everything around me was magnification, which is no use if you can't see. You'll never make a screen big enough for me to see it. So everything we sell has to talk, beep, vibrate, make noises, whatever, and we're happy, and we do it, and so on. We sell lots of various products. I better be careful what I say now. We sell Orcam, because Lauren's here, so I better not say anything bad about Orcam. I wouldn't anyway, because I think Orcam's a good product. I'm looking forward to more updates. Hint, hint. We haven't had an update for a while, but that would be quite nice. We needed to read things in columns and things like that a bit more. I think it is, but I won't get into that. But yeah, it's all good stuff. And I'm totally blind, and I find reading devices like Orcam and things really helpful. I'm passionate about artificial vision, which means any kind of smart glasses. So going a bit beyond Orcam, I'm looking at other glasses like Envision AI, which some may not have heard of and some may have heard of, which those are now on pre-order. I don't have any yet, but I have the Envision AI app on my Android phone, and you can also get it on iPhone. But that one is fascinating because it can actually recognize images and tell you what they are. So, for example, I had a pair of glasses called Cyber Eyes, which we no longer sell because it appears that the company have gone bust.
Oh, okay.
They were fantastic glasses. I was walking along Llandudno Beach with my previous PA, Emma, and I looked at a classic car with the Cyber Eyes glasses, and I just took a picture, and it came back and it said Mercedes-Benz. And I'm absolutely amazed by that. It told me what the car was, not just the car, but it told me what it was. And that's the kind of glasses I want. So I need glasses for me that go online. That would be even better, which is what Cyber Eyes did. So they use the Google vision engine to the learning to figure out the images. And that is becoming fascinating to me as a totally blind person. So that's where I'm going to go. Hopefully I want to sell more smart glasses as well and enable blind people to really take advantage of this, you know, face recognition and various things like that, all these kind of clever things. So that's me. I said I'm a self-confessed geek, and my wife is my rock, and she looks after the orders. If you phone up, you'll usually get Angie, and she's friendly. She don't bite either. So not hard anyway. And so I think she heard that. She made some comment.
He said, yes, she does.
Oh, she does. Right. Okay. There you go.
Well, I spoke to Angie last week, and I thought she was very, very nice, actually.
Angie is very, very nice. Yeah. Angie is very nice.
She is lovely.
Yeah, but you don't have to live with her. No, I didn't say that. No, she's great. So that's the company. That's me. I sell lots of gadgets, and we were talking about artificial vision, and so one gadget I wanted to show you was this is for the rovies among us as well as the blind people. There you go. I don't know if you can see that. It's a wrist-based device.
There you go. Yeah.
And it's called Sunu Band. Anyone heard of it?
Yeah, we have got one. I confess that we do have one at Galloway's that we've not used for a while. But that, you know, there's been lots of software updates to it since.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's a product that quite a lot of people are aware of, Steve. And it sounds like you're an experienced user of Sunu Band.
Yes, but I'm sure that although you're aware of Sunu Band, do you know what Sunu Band does?
Yes, but I'll let you explain it to our community.
Primarily, Sunu Band is an object locator. It locates objects using echolocation, you know, sound feedback, and it vibrates on your wrist as you're getting closer to an object. And so you can set the range. There's an app for it for iPhone and Android, and you can set the range. So you can set it between, I think it's 2 and 10 meters, and it will let you know when you're coming close to an object. So when you're indoors, you have it set closer to you, and when you're outdoors, you have the range set longer, and it can let you know when things are getting closer and closer, till eventually the vibrate is so intense that you know that you're, you know, inches away from it. Beyond that, though, what a lot of people don't realize is that you can do a heck of a lot more with the app. So once you've got the app, you've got GPS location. So what you can do is you can route yourself to a restaurant, and the Sunu Band on your wrist will vibrate to tell you when you're going in the right direction. So if you're walking away from the restaurant, even if you're, you know, a mile away from the restaurant, as you move away, it will gently pulse on your wrist to tell you that you're moving further away, and then it will get more intense as you become closer to it. It also has a compass, so you can tell whether you're north, south, east, or west just by feeling it vibrates on your wrist. And it all, you know, everything to do with object navigation and location the Sunu band has it. It doesn't replace your dog or your cane, and usually you have it on the opposite wrist to the hand that you're holding the dog with or the cane with, but that's the Sunu band. And I think it's a tremendous product, and it a lot of people don't fully learn it. We've had one or two people go, I can't really get the hang of it, and you know, give up with it. There's a lot of training material for it on the website, which is sunu.io, and I just think it's a fantastic device to complement your cane or your dog. And I tend to wear it quite often.
So Steve, you know, considering like the climate that we're in at the moment with COVID-19 and say social distancing, do you think that we'll see some more updates to the Sunu band that will relate around kind of social distancing?
Well, I think the Sunu band can already do that, to be fair. When you're in a queue, for example, and you can set it to say 2 meters using the app. So then when you're in a queue, as soon as somebody's 2 meters away from you, you start feeling a gentle pulse on your wrist.
Yeah.
So you know then. So it does help you with social distancing as well already. So yeah, that's all there on Sunu band, and they do a lot of updates to it as well, and it's a very interesting product, and it complements what I called artificial vision. You know, I can see a day coming when you wear a pair of glasses, have a Sunu band on your wrist, and you pretty much got it. You know, you can feel objects coming. It also will tell you about overhanging branches and things like that. Because it points up, it can see kind of just above your head and just down below as well, towards your feet. So it's a pretty good adjunct to your cane and so on. So we like Sunu band. There are lots of other products. We have Deb, I don't know if you're still in the meeting. Can you get me the E10?
I am still here. Hang on, I'll just go and grab it. I'll have to leave my phone here. So.
Yeah, of course. Debbie didn't know what I was going to do because it's not scripted, this meeting. So sorry about this, folks.
That's what we love about Tech Talk at 3. You know, it's kind of unscripted. Yeah.
So
whatever happens, happens.
So Daisy players. Anyone familiar with Daisy players?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll have a lot of... although the guys might be waving or putting their thumbs up, Steve, but they we can't hear them at the moment. But I know that a number of them are very much familiar with Daisy players. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so this is a new.
My phone.
This is a new Daisy player. And actually, I should get me the E5 as well, Deb. Sorry. This is a new Daisy player.
You give me the runabout.
Oh yeah, I like to keep you busy.
Okay, I'll bring it up.
All right, this is a new Daisy player. It's called the Evo E10, and it has a. There it is. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. Very small,
isn't it? Yeah,
very small.
Lots of tactile buttons on it.
But very tactile buttons. Yeah. See, it's got a ridge to tell you the separation between the navigation buttons, and then there's the E5. Yeah, if you want to show the E5, Deb. E5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here you go. That's the E5. That one's tiny. Look at that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So the size of a small mobile phone, I suppose, isn't it?
The size of a Nokia C5, perhaps. Yeah. You know, one of those type of mobile phones. So this is the E5 and the E10, and I'm going to turn on the E10, and it'll do that. And it has the Ivona speech, for those that are familiar with it. So it has Brian and Amy in there. And it does the usual things that Daisy does.
Internet radio folder.
There we go.
Music folder. Podcast folder. Record folder. Text folder. User guide folder.
But what makes it really interesting is...
Internet
I don't know if I've got one on
Daisy.
here.
E10, VTuner, user guide. VTuner.
No, I haven't got one on here.
Daisy, folder.
What it does is it reads PDF files very well. Andrew would probably know how difficult sometimes it is to read PDFs files, isn't it? It's quite difficult, isn't it? And no other Daisy reader that I know portable Daisy reader will do that. The stream won't do it. If you can't read a PDF on the stream at all, and this will read PDFs. So it takes SD card, and it also takes a memory stick. You get an adapter with it, so you can play a memory stick on it and various things like that.
Documents.
If I go into Daisy,
01. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
so that's an RNIB book.
Harry Potter and... You are breaking and entering. Ah, shut up, Dursley, you great prune.
There you go. That's now reading your book. It's got internet radio, it's got podcasts, it's got everything else that I can think of that a Daisy reader should have. It reads documents, Word documents, TXT files, DocX files, and PDFs.
Shutting down.
And it also has a talking compass, and it also has, yep, it does. So you can just carry it around and it will tell you what direction you're facing. And it has voice reminders, so it can remind you at 12 o'clock to take your pills, things like that. Has a clock. The clock is set by the internet if you've got Wi-Fi and so on. And then the E5, which is its little brother, doesn't have Wi-Fi. So it doesn't have internet as such, but you can play all the same files on it. It takes a micro SD card. If I face that towards there, that's where the card goes in.
Okay.
So it takes a very small micro SD card. And as far as I'm aware, these are the cheapest Daisy players on the market. The E5 is $199, and the E10 has two versions. You've got the 8 gig, which is $249, and the 16 gig, which is $299. And that's the E5 and the E10. They're
I've got to say that's quite a good price, isn't it? You know, comparing it to the humanware version.
Yes.
And what would you say in terms of ease of use? Would you say do you think those two are easier to use?
Yes, I would. I would.
Sometimes there can be a lot of buttons, can't there, for people to get around
but I mean, it's very intuitive. It's a bit like Windows. So when you open it, you see all your files, your folders, I mean, and then you just go up and down the folder, press enter into the file, press enter, and it will play it again. The thing I find is perhaps a bit more difficult about the stream is that you, for example, if you want to get to a menus, you press 7. Now, so you have to know that it's 7 to press it. With this, there is a dedicated menu button.
Yeah.
So you know where the menu button is. It's not one of the numbers. It's a dedicated menu button. So
I think you're right, Stephen. I think sometimes, you pick a product up and you kind of, I'm one of those people that doesn't want to even read the instructions. I just want to be able to instinctively use it. And I found with the stream that I couldn't do that. I really had to look at the instructions, to know which buttons were where. It wasn't obvious, really.
Yeah. So if we look at the E10 again, you see you've got your navigation buttons there, and you've got a separating ridge. Can you see that ridge there?
Yeah, and you've got some kind of like arrow buttons up, down, left, right as well.
Yeah, and the very left-hand button below the ridge is your menu button. Right. See? So you've got very, very definite separations. If you see,
and it looks like an enter button in the middle that kind of like select or enter that particular.
Yeah. So let's just turn it on again, and I'll give you an example of if we go into the. It's just coming up. Right. It'll always start on your list of folders.
Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
And it will always start on the last thing you read. See? So now if I want to carry on with my book, if I want to connect my book,
jerked the gun out of Uncle Vernon's
immediately it starts playing.
There
you go. However, if I press the menu button.
Go to page. Go to heading. Speed. Zip. Pitch. 0. Time jump interval 5 seconds.
And all I'm doing is I'm just pressing the down arrow.
Go to page.
Yeah.
See, it's very intuitive, isn't it?
And to get your books on that, I imagine you just need a computer or someone to transfer those books from RNIB or whatever Daisy book it is onto the card, and then put the card into the player.
Yeah. So if we come out of the book.
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Let's say.
01. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Let's let's say you finished that book. So what you do then,
01. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
you press the menu button as usual.
Volume 14.
Hang on, sorry, no,
Volume 15.
that's the volume buttons. What am I talking about? The menu buttons.
Network.
There it is. So press it again.
File management. Delete.
So if I wanted to delete that file,
Yeah.
Do you want to delete the folder?
do I want to delete the folder? Well, I don't, so I'm going to press cancel.
Volume 16. Cancelled.
There you go.
01.
So
Harry
so
Potter
cancel
and the
is to the right of the
Philosopher's
menu
Stone.
button,
Folder.
just above the down arrow button. So you've got menu and cancel. But if you come out of all that,
Main folder. Daisy. Folder.
and so it tells you
Documents. Folder.
the difference between folder and files.
DODP. Folder. Internet radio. Folder.
And it also has another very interesting feature where when you connect it to Wi-Fi, what the biggest problem with all these Daisy players normally is typing in the password.
Oh, yeah, that's a nightmare.
Right. So what you can do is there is a file, a text file on this device called Wi-Fi passwords. And what you can do is you can connect it to a PC and you can type the password into that file. And then when you connect to any Wi-Fi, you press the menu button and it says select from passwords. And you can select from that list of passwords.
How clever is that?
Very neat, isn't it?
Great idea, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
you
think
don't
that-
have to type it in.
That's a
you know.
tricky thing to do with one of those
Yeah.
small players. And,
Yeah.
and obviously, this is going to cover a lot of people's audio needs as well for doing things like voice memos and things like that.
Yep. So if you want to do a voice memo, you see on the right hand side, you've got a button, a single button there, just to the right of the power button on the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you just don't forget, I've got a meeting with Andrew at 3:00.
Recording ended. Record. July 30th, 2021. MP3. 0 minutes 2 seconds.
There you go. It tells you how long the recording is. Hit play. Forget, I've got a meeting with Andrew at 3:00. There you go.
Record.
Sounds really clear as well.
It's very clear.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's also
MP3. 0 minutes 2 seconds.
and when I've done that, I can just now press the menu button
Network.
again.
File management. Delete. Delete the file.
Press play again.
Deleting. Fill deleted.
There you go.
Record. August 8th,
There you go.
2019. 1 WAF. 0
And that's the
minutes,
last one
1
that I
second.
recorded. It's also got diary-based voice reminders, so you can actually set up, you can tell it to play a reminder for you at 3:00, and it will do it even if it's switched off, which is really
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as it's got enough power in the battery and as long as it's charged up, it will do that. And so on. Both of them will do that, by the way. The E5 will do it as well. All of this. The E5 just doesn't have the Wi-Fi and it doesn't have the talking compass and one or two other things. You can also edit recordings. Now, this is something I've never seen often in a voice recorder like this. So let me just show you, see if I can demonstrate what I mean. Here we go now. My phone number is 01438 742 286.
Recording ended.
Okay.
Record.
Now,
July 30th.
what I'm going to do,
Phone number is
I'm going to put this into edit mode.
playing mode. Norm. Equalize. Speed. Pitch. Edit recording. Entering editing mode.
Now,
01438.
so I want to stop there.
Are you sure to remove?
Hang on. No, I didn't do that right.
Cancelled.
Hang on.
7.
Yeah. So let's go back to the beginning.
Beginning of file. Phone number is 01438.
So I want to stop there. And I want to select. So I've got to press the bookmark button.
Volume 50.
Yeah.
Volume. Record. July 30th,
Hang on.
2000.
Yeah, that's what I want to. Hang on.
Beginning of file. Phone number is
Right.
01438.
Stop there. Right, where's my bookmark button? I've forgotten already.
Please select starting point
Hey.
first. Selecting started.
There we go. Now, if I.
742.
So I want to remove that cough.
Beginning of
So,
phone number is 01438.
and stop. So it's just before the 7, so stop that. There we go. So now if I press that one,
Selecting ended.
there we go. And now if I remove it, which is here.
Are you sure to remove? Saving file. File saved.
Right, let's have a listen to it now.
7. Beginning of file. Phone number is 01438 742.
Wow,
That's impressive, isn't it?
That's well cool. Yeah, you can do that on the fly. You got rid of the.
No computer involved. You can just do it on the device itself.
That's pretty cool. That. Yeah, I like that.
Record.
Cool.
Do you like main folder?
Yeah.
Record.
So that's
folder.
that's. I know we spent a bit of time on that, but these are absolutely amazing players. The E5 and the E10, and as I say, they're both sub 250 quid, so that's not bad at all, is it? And the E5 lets you record, but it doesn't let you edit either. The E10's just got a better processor and so on. But if you want a portable MP3 player, it don't come much smaller than that, does it?
No, it's brilliant.
Or a portable Daisy player.
And I think the sound quality and the loudness is quite good as well. I know you'll be able to use headphones with it as well, but the actual audio volume is pretty good as well. I think
this is
for some people, Steve, I was just going to say, I think for some people wanting to transition from traditional Daisy player with the discs, this is kind of the next step up for them. I was going to just mention.
Yeah, that's the small one, Andrew. So the small one sounds just as good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Main folder, record, Daisy, record, folder.
The speaker is just as good.
Yeah.
But the speaker's on the back, you see.
Okay.
Instead of being on the front.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Daisy, folder, no files.
Yeah. So
main folder,
it's just like
Daisy,
having a list of files, of folders, go into the folders and then your files. So if you want to go to your voice recordings,
record, Daisy,
you go to record.
record 201907116_1.mp3.
That's something I did.
874.
That was an edit I did on that one, and then I realised you couldn't edit with this one, so I checked. But with the other one you can. So yeah, they also both let you have stereo microphones you can plug in, headphones and microphones, and they can record in high quality. They can record in WAV and MP3.
Excellent. Sounds really good. Sounds really good.
So those are the kind of things I always look for. They're unusual products in the sense of, I try and find things that nobody else sells or very few people sell. And then, we do them. But I think it's most important that when you sell something, you support it. Just me sending you a box with a Daisy player in it wouldn't be any good. So any of the products that you buy from us come with an hour's free tuition over the phone or over Zoom, whatever you're comfortable with. It comes with an hour of free tuition. And if you need any more than that, then it's just £30 an hour. But if it's a support problem where you've got a problem with the device, that's always free. So that's the kind of thing we do. And yeah, we've got, as I say, 100 odd products on the website. Braille displays, we sell Braille displays. For those who know anything about Braille displays, Braille displays are gorgeous. They're really nice Braille displays. And so we do those. And we do talking color detectors from CareTech, talking kitchen scales, bathroom scales. So we're not all about computers, where there's more to us than computers. And yeah, we do all kinds of good stuff like that.
Independent living tech, I suppose.
Independent living tech,
yeah.
But it has to work for someone with no sight as well as someone with, low sight. If that makes sense.
I quite like that, Steve, about your actually outlook on things with comp room services, in terms of you're looking at products that every visually impaired person is going to be able to use, alone with the speech element of the product. So the speech element has got to be, that's the essential bit that needs to be really good, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and we test stuff to the hilt, Andrew. When we sell anything, we get a sample of it, we test it. I road test it, I use it in my everyday life. and then we say, yeah, that's good, or no, that's not so good, and you know, we go on from there. Some companies we go, you know, yeah, that's really good, and others we say, well, that could be better, you know, if you do this. And some companies really work with us. One example of that is TrueCall. Now, TrueCall is a nuisance call blocker. For those that have nuisance calls on their landline, it's a landline device. You plug it in between your phones, you plug it into your phone socket, and you plug your phone into the back of TrueCall, and it monitors all your calls, and it blocks calls that you want to block, and various things like that. So I met up with the Steve Smith, who designed the product, and I had a brilliant day with him in 2016, and we went all over the product. And you know, where there was a red light, I said, well, that's not very useful to someone who can't see. We need speech in it. And now from that, he's took it all on board, and we now have TrueCall VI.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Right.
TrueCall VI, every single thing speaks. So it says you have 3 missed calls, 1 missed message. It doesn't just flash lights for you, it speaks as well. And the great thing about it is it's a software update, which means that if somebody buys TrueCall and they meant to buy TrueCall VI, it's just a software update we can push to them, which is really good. So you can move it into VI mode so that it speaks more and things like that. And that is a really advanced call blocker. It's an answering machine. You can record calls on it, do all kinds of things with it. And it's £99.
I think we'll be taking a look at those, I think, in the future, because that sounds like a really good product that a lot of people would make a lot of use out of, definitely.
Well, when I spoke to Steve, he said the reason it was invented was because his mum was scammed out of several £1,000s. And so it has a database on board of known scam phone numbers, you know, things like that.
Right.
And it's updated over the internet. If you've got internet, it's updated over the internet every month. And it can silently block calls that it knows are harmful. So you don't even get the phone ringing in your house. You know, so that's really cool. And also, if you get people who you know that ring you and they annoy you, you can what's called zap them. and you can star them as well, which means that you trust them. And the idea is if you star them, it's like TrueCall doesn't exist. It just lets the phone call straight through.
Yeah.
Now, the other great thing about it is when they phone up, they hear something like, this is TrueCall. We are screening your calls. Please say your name and press hash. Now, that is important because please say your name is okay, but a recorded message would get through. So anything could be said on the phone and that would get through. So it's important that it says, please say your name and press hash. So if you, for example, Andrew, rang me on TrueCall,
yeah,
it would ask you to say your name and press hash. You would say Andrew Coleman and you'd press hash, and it would say you have a phone call from, and then play the recording.
Okay.
So you would hear you have a phone call from Andrew Coleman. That's really cool, isn't it?
I like that. Yeah. Definitely a good idea.
If it doesn't know the name, for example, if it's a starred number or something like that, it won't ask you to say your name. It'll say this is a starred call from, and it will read out the phone number. And finally, the best bit of all, you can record a contact and associate it with a number. So what you can do is when it says you have a phone, you have a call from Andrew Coleman, you can save that contact, you can save that recording, and every time that you ring me, it would say you have a phone call from Andrew Coleman. And
I like that. That's really
in your
cool.
voice.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So that's really good. So it's the best caller identifier that I've seen in the world, if you know what I mean, because it don't only give you the number, it gives you the person's voice if you want it.
And people can buy that directly from.
They can buy from us. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Brilliant.
And we fully support that as well. For example, if you have Virgin or if you have a different supplier, there is a software update we have to do for each supplier. So you just let us know who your landline provider is, and we can push an update that will make it work with that particular provider. And yeah, and TrueCall also fully support it as well. So you can either ring us or you can ring TrueCall if you've got any problems. So it's a fantastic device. And again, it's another one of my favorites for obvious reasons, because it keeps people safe. And blind people are vulnerable, aren't they? At the end of the day, just as vulnerable as anyone else.
Yeah, and I think more than ever we've been talking about privacy and not being scammed and being careful when people call and stuff like that. And I think that's a very relevant product, really.
Yeah, and one more piece of magic that I want to share with you is about TrueCall is if somebody rings you up and they start scamming you, and you think, oh, I wish I'd recorded that call, you just press one button on the phone, on the TrueCall device, and it will keep the call from the beginning. So in other words, it records every single call, but when you hang up, it discards it unless you tell it to record it. Right. So what you can do is you can record every incoming call, every outgoing call, incoming and outgoing calls, or only on demand. So it's really clever.
Absolutely.
And as part of the service, when we sell you a TrueCall, we will offer to remote in and configure it exactly to how you want it.
Right. Yeah. Sounds great. Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm even tempted myself.
There you go. No, but I really feel quite passionate about that one. You said to me to talk about favorite products.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. Very innovative. Definitely.
Yeah. So as well as products, just to finish off, and then I'll open the floor to questions. As well as products, we do training. We do iPhone training. We do Android training. We do Windows training. And Windows training, we do training on JAWS, on Supernova, on NVDA, on Narrator, and on System Access. And it's usually me that does the training. I'm sorry about that, but that's what you get. And so we do training on those stuff as well. And we also do computer support. The training, if you do phone training, there's a single price. It's £30 an hour. And you can also take out support contracts with us. That's where if you get an error on your computer and you don't know where to go, you can phone us up and we will log into your computer remotely with your permission, everything done with permission. We log into the computer, fix the problem, hopefully, and there you go. And you can take out an annual contract with us, a monthly contract, or you can just do the £30 one-off and say, oh, please help Steve, I've got a problem with my computer and I don't know where else to go. If I don't fix it, you don't pay. If I do, you do. And that's how I work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
so I wouldn't sit on your machine, for example, for 3 hours and say, I'm sorry, I can't fix that, but it's 90 quid because you wasted my 3 hours. That just doesn't work with me. Doesn't sit well, So that's what we're all about, really, computer room services.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, some really innovative products there. I think personally, I think we'll have quite a few questions for you off our community, and I think it's really nice. I think those audio players, those Daisy players, look really good actually. Really nice alternatives to some of the other ones on the market, like the Reader Stream. They look easier to use actually.
They are. Yeah.
And covering the Sunu band, I think that's quite a current product as well with COVID and social distancing, and then the call blocking. I love the idea of the call blocking device.
TrueCall,
I think that's a really great product. I was just going to ask you one question about that before we open the floor up. With TrueCall, is that a product that is sold at a VAT exempt price to blind partially sighted people, or is it a standard device?
No, it's a VAT exempt price.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, we got that because Steve added the VI extra features. We're able to declare it as a VAT exempt.
Wow.
Product.
Wow, there you go then.
It also comes with an audio CD on how to use it, and it also comes with the serial number written in Braille on the back, because the first thing we ask you when you open a phone call is, can you tell us the serial number, which is in print and in Braille on the back. So for those who can read Braille, they can read the serial number as well.
Excellent. Brilliant. No, that sounds really good. And I think maybe in future sessions, we might be able to look at doing a session on TrueCall in more detail so that we can,
Yeah, of course.
so we can show people. And I think that'd be brilliant. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okie dokie. Right. So what we'll do, we'll open the floor up. And if anyone's got any questions, we'll invite you to unmute yourself. Louise is just going to unmute everyone now. And then we'll invite anyone that wants to ask a question to Steve about any of the products he's talked about, or if there's something that you are looking for. I think Steve's got a lot of knowledge, probably a lot more than I have. I've learned a few things, that's for sure.
I don't know about that, but I'll do my best.
No, it's been great. It's been really good. So has anybody got any questions for Steve?
I've got one question.
Go for it, Julie.
Julie here.
Hi, Julie.
Hi. I've really
Hello.
enjoyed the talk. It's been very, very interesting.
Good.
But I have got one question. You know, you said it's on Braille and on print.
Yeah.
I'm not really a Braille reader because I lost my sight quite late in life.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another audio option?
What,
Because
for the serial number?
I know I could get someone to help me.
You
But at
mean?
the moment in lockdown, it would be difficult for me to read the serial number out because I couldn't see it. I could probably use my AI app, but is there another option on that? I am picking holes. I'm very sorry, but I'm
No,
just
that's not an issue. Yes, I think if you go into system settings on the TrueCall, you can actually get it to read out the serial number to you. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I mean,
Yes.
that just proves you've thought of absolutely everything.
Well, I don't know about
and
that. I would.
Please don't think I'm picking holes
also-
in it, because I'm certainly not, but that just proves how thorough you've been in thinking about everything. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Also, we always record the serial numbers as well before they go out on your file, don't we, Steve? Yeah.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. That just shows how thorough an absolute expert you are. That's just amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think what's been quite evident is like there's certainly an element that there's a personal touch here as well, and there's a consideration of making sure people are fully supported. I can tell by listening to Steve talk and his passion that he doesn't just want to sell you a product. He wants to help and support you with it as well, and that's purely evident from today. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Great. We got any more questions?
Can I ask?
Is that Amy?
Yeah.
Hi, Amy. Go for it.
With the MP3 player, I forget what you said it was called. Firstly, is 16 gig the biggest that can go in it, or can you put like 32 SD cards in it? And
Sorry, Steve's just sorting his mic out at the moment. Something seems to have happened, so it won't be a second. Oh.
Oh, I think we can hear. I thought I could hear Steve then.
Hang on.
Oh, there we go. We got you back, Steve. You're back.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Don't know quite what happened there. Sorry. I was trying to say something and my mic just went off for some reason. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can all
Yes,
hear.
yeah. Before you go on to the next question, Julie, pick as many holes as you want, because I'm sure Debbie will agree with me that it just makes the product better.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, I wasn't picking holes, but
No, I know
just
you
think
weren't, but
that's
I'd rather you did.
amazing.
I'd rather you did pick holes, because that's the only way our products will get better. We don't know everything, and the more you tell us what you want included in the products, the more we'll try and get. And one of those things, fortunately, I can influence is TrueCall. We can make that better. So
I mean, I don't think that can be made better. I think because I live by myself and I am registered blind, I think that's just amazing, because I come across problems, especially with this lockdown, time and time and time again. And it really has shown me how difficult things is. Usually I can sort of go and say to somebody, oh, can you help me with this? But with lockdown, it's been so much more difficult.
Completely understand,
These are problems I've come across. So these are sort of problems I like to highlight. I'm not going to say problems. These are situations.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
And I think you've obviously covered every single possibility, not problem, possibility. And that just, wow, that's blown me out of the water. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Great question. And we had one from, thank you, Julie. We also had one from Amy there, Steve, who was just asking about the Daisy player, the 2 Daisy players that you demonstrated, on what capacity of micro SD and SD card you can actually put into the device. I think you said 16 gig, but can you put 32s in?
Any capacity you want.
Excellent.
So I've actually had a 512 gig in there.
All right. My other question was, I'm just looking into getting my newest stream, because Audible have made it where you can't play their stuff on the old stream. Is your device Audible compatible?
No, that's the only downside.
That's a shame.
It isn't Audible compatible. We have no control over that because Audible are kind of funny at the moment about adding new devices. You know.
Yeah, great stuff.
I just had a quick question.
Yeah, is that Mahmood?
Yeah, it's Mahmood. Yeah.
Hi, Mahmood. Welcome.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah,
Hi,
Mahmood.
go for it.
Hi there. Yeah, it's just regarding the PDF. I think that's a fantastic facility. Lots of, that is a really big difficulty for lots of visually impaired people. So having PDFs is absolutely brilliant.
I have
in that.
Oh, please, Deb. Yeah, I have a newspaper. My local newspaper is online in PDF, and it's pretty inaccessible to download. So Debbie downloads it for me every week, and I just, copy it onto my Daisy player, and I read it every week, and it simply just reads it. You can go by page, by heading, by all that kind of thing, and it just does it. And I don't know any other Daisy player that can read MP3s. PDFs, as simple as that. I don't know any.
Yeah, that's a great.
The stream doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic feature. My question was, how easy is it to do? I mean, I'm not very tech savvy, so how would you go about if you got a PDF document, say?
Question too.
How would you go
If you've all got a minute, if you've all got a second, let me just see if I can find a PDF. Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Live demonstration here, guys.
Let's do this.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Right. Here we go. Right. Hang on a second. Right.
Yvonne.
Right.
Hello.
Hi,
this is
Yvonne.
handy.
You're just going on to the hour, so I don't know if you want to go out and then come back
I
in.
do. I wanted to hear the answer to this question as well.
Oh, sorry, Yvonne. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I do need to if it's going to take a while.
Yvonne, I need to copy this file over. So if you want to go out and come in,
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'll let you.
Go out and
Thanks
come
very
in.
much.
Go out,
Thank
come
you.
in, and we'll take another question in the meantime. And then
So what I'm going to do, before we do that, I'm just going to, so you can all hear what I'm doing. I'm going to turn on my E10. Is it turned on? No. Okay. There we are. I've turned on. There we go. I've turned on my E10 and I've got a cable, so I'm going to plug it into my computer. And fortunately, today's copy of the Comet has just been downloaded. Isn't she good, that Debbie? Eh? So this is a real good test. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in.
Connected to Silly Place.
Did you hear that say connected to Silly Place? That's my
I did
Wi-Fi.
hear that.
So
Yeah.
it connects very quickly.
Record August 8th, 2000.
I've got the wrong cable. Just bear with me a second.
0 minutes,
Deb.
1 second.
So I'm gonna just correct the cable. Right. Which cable is it? It's got to be that one. Okay. Sorry about this, folks.
It's all right. You take your time. It's a live demonstration.
This is a live demonstration because I so want you to hear how well this reads.
All bookmarks.
Thanks, Louise.
So
No bookmark.
I want you to hear how this reads PDFs. Right.
2019, USB connected.
Okay, so it said USB connected. Right. So So I've got a file called Comet July 30th.pdf. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. Oh, 1 minute. Let's create that. Got that there. So it's just copying the file now. Just be a second or two. Copying the file, and then we will have a look and see how well it reads it.
Whilst you're doing that, Steve, I'm going to say goodbye to everyone.
Yep.
Hey, yeah. Cheers.
Okay.
Thanks
Nice
for all
to
your
meet you
help.
all. No
Yeah.
worries. Take
All
care.
right.
And
Bye.
you take
Bye.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Deb. Thanks, Deb.
Bye.
No worries.
See you
So-
later.
Bye.
Record.
So-
August 8th, 2019.
So let's have a look at this. Now I've got this in here.
Main folder. Record. Podcast. Music. Into. Diode. Document. Comet. Comet July 30th.pdf.
So you heard that, didn't you?
Yeah.
So Comet 30th July PDF, right? So I'm going to open it up by pressing enter.
Stephen Lynch. 014384242.
It's reading it.
Wow, that's
www.taxisle.co.uk. Z fully licensed. Z clean cars. Z uniform drivers. Z local and long distance. Z airport transfer.
got one of the adverts on there.
Yep.
Z 5, 6,
It'll
7
read-
and 8 seaters available. Number 1 for local news and views since 1971. Thursday, July 30th, 2020. Dad injured in brick attack on homeless man. They have a go hero who lives in Balderkant does not wish to be named. Says he was walking near King George.
The
surgery
reason it's
Falls.
reading a bit choppy like that is because the newspaper is broken up into very small columns.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean. So it's reading it kind of line by line. But we can.
Bookmark. Go to beginning. Page. Paragraph. Sentence. Word.
So now we can read word by word.
King. George.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like it's like a rotor function, but on
Yeah,
your,
and
yeah.
you can
Letter.
and you can read by letter.
Space. I. N.
And do that. You can
Space.
also, it's got a very interesting one. You can also set it to what's called spell mode.
Spell.
So now what it will do is it will say each word and then spell it. Look,
Stevenage. Stevenage.
there you go.
OLD. Old.
See what I mean?
Yeah. Very good.
TOWN.
Yeah, sometimes you can't
Very
catch
good.
the word properly.
Yeah. So
Go to
I often
begin.
find that.
yeah. So that's reading a PDF file, which is 59 megabytes. So that's a big old PDF file.
It is. Yeah. That's quite
And it
large.
took what, seconds to open it, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
copy it? Can you copy it? Because I know you did it from a USB stick. Can you connect it to your PC or laptop and copy it through a
No,
USB?
I did it from my PC.
Oh,
I
you did,
actually
yeah.
plugged it into my PC.
Oh,
But however, you can also copy it to, if you've got an SD card in there, you can copy it from the main memory to an SD card from the device itself. So it's
right.
got file move, file copy functions.
Very clever.
It's got copy and paste functions.
Right, right.
Brilliant.
Or you can connect. Did you say you can connect a USB stick to the device as well, can't you?
You can, yes.
And you can just listen to it. If it's saved on a USB stick, you would just listen to it from there.
Yeah, it's
I know
yeah,
it's
you,
Very
I know
clever.
it's PDF, but can it take, say, like ebooks when they're coming from like different things, you know, like Google Books and things like that?
no. The only reason is because they're all protected.
Ah, right. So
They're
there's
all
still
copy
it's the
protected.
stuff that's not
Like
protected.
Audible.
Yeah, like Audible. Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
like that.
There's
So
another example.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but what a fantastic pair of Daisy players, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and I'd
Yeah.
say really
Definitely,
reasonable
yeah.
price as well. To be fair.
Yeah.
So, I would say.
Very clever, the Chinese, aren't they?
Too clever.
very, very good. Very, very
Yeah.
good. Have we got any more questions for Steve?
What was that product called? Sorry, what the
Well, they're both called the Evo players, EVO.
EBO.
EVO, V for Victor, EVO.
EVO.
And it's the Evo E5 and the Evo E10.
Right.
Okay.
Thank
They'll be on the website, won't they? And if you
Yep.
go to the email that you guys get from me about today's event, you'll have the link in there to comp room services. I think it's comproom.co.uk, isn't it, Steve?
Mhm.
And the
How
link's
much
in
is
the
the-
email as well.
How much is the band thing you showed at first? You didn't say price.
Yeah.
The Sunu band
Yeah.
is 240.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
just ask a question?
Yep.
Yeah, go for it. Is that Ruth?
No, it's Lindsay.
Oh, hi, Lindsay. Yeah, go
Hi.
for it.
I use the Guide Dogs navigation app, Soundscape. I was wondering, do you know of sort of glasses that you can use with a speaker in to use it rather than having to use, you know, an external speaker attached to you?
Oh, I'm with you. Well, have you thought about the things like the Aftershocks headphones?
I've got some of they're not Aftershocks, they're a cheaper version, and they go around the back of my head and onto my cheeks. I find them a bit uncomfortable, to be honest. I do use that at the moment, but I just wondered whether there was an alternative.
I've got an idea. I've got one.
I've got
an idea.
Go on then.
Now, there's been a bit of there has been a bit of press about this, that they're not going to be supported anymore. Some of the apps for them, but the Bose frames.
Yeah. I'd already thought of that.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. I thought I'd jump in there before you.
Are they still available?
You can still buy them, but apparently the support for Microsoft Soundscape, the app, they were removing the support for some of those apps, and that kind of, you know, that 3D sound element that they were bringing to Soundscape that would work with the Bose frames.
Why?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's being used as much as widely, but I don't know whether they're going to stop making the Bose frames. But I know that you can still get hold of them, and there are other versions of these types of, you know, from other manufacturers as well. But I know a couple of people, and I don't know if you've tried them, Steve, the Bose frames, but there's a couple of people who, you know, swear by them.
I've got the Bose frames,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
And I also use them with Soundscape. And I don't use the Bose frames support in Soundscape, so you don't need it, to be honest, because you've got an accelerator, you've got an accelerometer in your phone. So as your phone is moving around, you still hear the 3D.
That's right. Yeah.
You know,
I think that's a good point, actually, because the accelerometer, that technology that was in the frames that would help you with your direction that you were going in, so you didn't have to get your phone out and point it in whichever direction. I think that some of that support that they're removing, but actually having the speakers that are in those glasses just sitting by your ears, because they don't go in your ears, do they? It's just
no, they don't.
Yeah.
The only
So they're
problem
the Bose
is
frame, are they?
Bose frames.
Bose frames. Yeah.
The only problem with them is they leak a lot of sound because the speakers don't go in your ears. If you've got somebody sat next to you, they can definitely hear what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that won't worry me too much.
No, it won't. But I mean, if you were reading a love letter with your speech, everyone would hear it. You know.
You should be so lucky.
I'll write to you later.
Good, aren't they? And the sunglasses, and I like the idea of them. If you're on holiday on the beach and you wear sunglasses, but you don't want to have to put headphones in as well.
Yeah.
You can just put your Bose frames on, and you. And
that's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Give it a try, you know, because the Bose frames are really good. They actually sound very good as well.
Do you sell those, Steve, or is that just a product that you'd recommend?
No, we don't sell them. We just recommend them. I got mine from Curry's, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. You may never know. You might get a pair on sale if
stopping them. Yeah, good idea.
Check them out. I mean, I know you can get them on Amazon. I know you can get them from Curry's.
The only thing I don't like about the Bose frames is the battery life is pathetic. It's about 3 hours. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Excuse me, can I just interrupt? It's Julie here.
Go for it, Julie.
I'll have to leave, I'm afraid, if that's okay.
No problem.
Was it something I said, Julie?
Not at all, no. You've been very informative and I've been very impressed, and
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I might even get one of those telephone thingy bobsies.
Thingy bobsies, I like that.
Yeah.
Because I get so many. I mean, I was quite grateful to them in lockdown getting calls, but they are annoying. So it might be a good idea that, and things like this when I'm on the phone, on the Zoom now, I've had 4 phone calls while I've been on this. So people wait until I'm on Zoom meetings and things. So, but thank you so much. And
you're welcome. You're really welcome. I mean, thank Andrew, not me, for letting me come on here.
Well, no, Andrew gets very, I mean, he's absolutely amazing, but I will have to love you all and leave you. So thank you all so
Julie.
much.
Yeah.
Give the ring, Andrew, on that subject.
I will do.
About.
No problem.
Thanks a lot. Take
Bye.
care, and thank you all very, very much.
So I think we'll take. I think we'll take
Bye,
one more.
Julie.
We'll take one more question for Steve.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I know he's a busy guy.
Bye.
Thanks, Julie.
Bye.
We'll take one more question for Steve because I know he's a busy guy and we've kept him a long time today. So have we got any more questions? Anyone want to ask one more? It all goes silent.
I can find one.
Go on. Have you got one? Have you, Yvonne?
That's thousands.
Thousands.
You know, no, where you need to type in, is it a password?
Yeah.
Into the If you haven't got a computer or one that works.
Yeah.
That is my common situation. Is there any? Could you do it with a braille display or?
What, on the Daisy devices?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, you have to do it with its keyboard.
So I break all my. Oh right, okay.
So what you do is you go up and down to each letter, and then press enter on it. So
that's okay.
You got A, B, C, D, E, enter.
Oh.
C, D, A, enter. The other option, and before I tell you this, we are registered for data protection as well. The other option is you can phone me with your password, and I'll stick it in the Wi-Fi passwords.txt before we ship it.
Yeah,
right?
I did wonder.
And then all you've got to do is press a single key and select the password.
Marvellous. I knew you'd have a solution, actually.
Idea.
Can I ask a quick question, please?
Yeah, one more. Go on then. We'll have one more. Go on, Jamal.
Hi. At the beginning, you mentioned that Envision AI. I was wondering, do you have to pay a subscription for that? Because I use Android, you see, and I have trouble reading mail and letters that come through the post.
Sorry, do you pay a subscription for what?
Envision AI.
Envision AI, yes, you do. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Do you know how much that is, Steve, by any chance?
Not offhand, but it's fantastic. It's actually better than seeing AI, believe it or not.
Hey,
I won't get you into that. I won't get into trouble about that, Steve.
I'll tell you what, we've tested on Android and iPhone, and Envision AI is better than seeing AI, hands down, for reading text.
Hey, there's a bold statement. We're gonna try that now.
Well, I'm a main Android user, Steve. So that's quite useful for me then.
Of course you are. You know, every sensible person's an Android user, but there you go.
We won't get into the Apple Android debate.
Well, I was
all day.
I was going to tell you, actually, all of you, that my wife is an iPhone lady and I'm into Android, so we are pretty balanced on that one.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's handy.
So she gives me a kick if I get something wrong. So you know, she's quite.
You should have bought an iPhone.
Should have bought an iPhone. No, she doesn't say that to me.
I feel bad getting into trouble now, Steve.
No, she doesn't say to me I should have bought an iPhone because she knows that Android suits me. Yeah. But you know, she does banter words with me, and we have debates about things that iPhones can do and Android can't. But they're actually debates, not arguments. You know, we have serious debates. Like, for example, one thing that annoys me particularly about iPhone, and it's nothing to do with accessibility, is you can't set a notification for each different app. A notification sound.
Yeah, that's bugging me, actually.
I'm with that. I actually agree with that.
And with Android, you can very easily do that. You know.
It's the same with the Apple Watch as well. You can't really change your notification sounds on your Apple Watch either.
No, with Android Watch.
Keep going to it, and it's news that I've already heard.
Yeah, but you can change.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you could.
Okay. Now, the recorder that you're talking about, you said you have to connect it to a computer. Can you connect it to an iPad?
I think you could connect it to an iPad with the camera connection kit.
Okay.
If you bought the iPad camera connection kit, I think it would work. But don't hold me to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll see it as a drive. I get that. I can talk to you about that, Mosey, because I know what Steve's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, I've got to
Thank you.
say, it's been absolutely brilliant today, having you with us, Steve, Debbie, and the lovely Angie as well, who I spoke to last week. It's been really great having you on today, Steve.
Can Steve just give his email address out again, please? Not the email, the website address.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go for it.
It's email.
It's www.comproom, C-O-M for Mike, PROOM.co.uk, and my email address is steve@comproom.co.uk.
Thank you.
And my Twitter handle, you'll all love my Twitter handle because it's Talking Droid.
Talking Droid. Brilliant.
Yes. Oh, talk to me about Twitter. It's driving me round the bend.
Yeah, I got rid of it.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Right. Steve, thanks very much, Steve. Really appreciate it. And we'll definitely get you back on again because it's been really, really interesting and brilliant. So thank you very much.
Well, maybe next time, Andrew, we'll do a different approach. Maybe next time we'll have a tech surgery.
Absolutely.
And then people can come in and just ask any of their own tech questions.
Yeah.
And we'll field those. I like to
Can
do
I
those
just-
as well.
Yeah,
Can I just say
absolutely.
something to Steve?
Even better, Steve, we can get you to come on our on a Tuesday. We do something called the Talking Tech Social, which is actually a tech surgery that we do every Tuesday. So if you want to come and join us on one of those, that would be
why not?
That would be even better. Yeah,
I'm always up for doing those kind of things because we all learn from those, don't we? You know?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely. There you heard it first. We'll get Steve on one of those. Well, thanks thanks guys. Thanks for coming on today. We'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
And enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you,
everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for
Bye.
listening.
Bye. Cheers, Steve.
Cheers, then.